Hey Pulse, again warm greetings and heartiest thanks from the behalf of Shundipish Astrology YouTube channel dedicated to bringing to you all the odds that are remain untold and unheard in the den of Vedic Hindu astrology. First of all, Shubho Vijaya to all of you with the wish, may Goddess Madurga bless all of you with all the colors of life. May the life of all of you brim with the abundance or happiness. So, this very morning, the topic of astrologization is going to be a tricky one. Is going to be the analysis of a tricky house, that is 12th house, one of the three Dusthan houses. So, Pulse, as we all have heard, the 12th house is a Dusthan house, and we have a concept, we have already built a concept regarding 12th house, that it is a negative house and it is only going to make the soul thrusted into a dustbin. But believe in my words that things are not like the same. Things are entirely different. 12th house signifies the final outcome or the end of the journey of the soul that is residing at the deepest core of our heart. Signifies the end of the journey once begun in the ascendant. So 12th house signifies expenditures or spending. 12th house signifies ashram or jail. 12th house signifies foreign connections. 12th house also signifies hospitals. So you should conceptualize 12th house in a way that it signifies the two extreme points of the final outcome. There will be no concept of lurching in the middle. There will be only if whether at this end or whether at that end, there you won't be, it won't indicate anything lurching in the middle. So 12th house clearly signifies the two final extreme points that we are going to get at the time of the result, and here at the time of our death or at the time of our birth, dependent on our Prarabdhial significance from previous births, if we consider it at the time of the birth. So such is the significance of the 12th house, and in this video I am going to analyze this very particular house in respect to all the houses starting from the first house till the 11th house. Now Pulse, let's understand this house by house, starting from the first house till the 12th house. So first house is our ascendant, is our very self, is our physical energy, is the physical energy of our soul. And 12th house, Pulse, remember, expenditure or spending. So 12th house being 12th from the first house clearly indicates the spending of the energy of that spending of the energy that the concerned soul will stay engrossed in. How the particular body of that soul will think of spending his or her energy can be interpreted from the 12th house. We spend our physical energy most in pursuit of attaining bed pleasures or in attaining luxuries for our very body. So which way we will go or how we will spend our energy for the pursuit of marital happiness or bed happiness, or for the pursuit of attaining luxuries, or for the pursuit of attaining higher awareness through meditating can easily be interpreted from the 12th house, because meditating also requires a lot of energy to get spent, to get focused, or to stay focused on the particular point that we are trying to focus in through meditation. So meditation also requires spending of energy. And how we will spend our energy? In pursuit of bed pleasures or in pursuit of higher awareness through meditation can easily be interpreted from the 12th house. Now pulse, let's move to the second house. 12th house is 11th from the second house, and second house is the house of wealth, is the house of the energy of wealth. And 12th house, as you all know, is the house of spending or expenditure. So how we will spend the energy of wealth for the purpose of saving, to becoming rich, or for the purpose of attaining luxurious items for the luxurious relishment of this physical body, can easily be interpreted from the 12th house. You can also, as 12th house is a negative house, is a dustha house overall, so you can also take it in this way, that from 12th house it can easily be interpreted that whether the native will spend his family wealth for nothing or not. I mean to say, whether the native will spoil his family wealth or not can easily be interpreted also from the 12th house. Now pause, let's move on to the third house. Third house, as we all know, is the house of our ability, is the house of our efforts, is the house of our siblings, is the house of our surroundings, and so on. And it is 10th house, and 12th house is 10th from the third house. So 10th house is the house of our karma, is the house of our recognition. So how will our siblings work, or which way they will shift their energy of work, can easily be interpreted from the 12th house. And again, if our efforts or our hard works will get us recognition or not, can also be understood from the 12th house. I already have told you at the earlier section of this video that how we will live, how we will feel living in this world of Maya, or how we will spend our entire lifespan during this existing birth, can easily be interpreted from the 10th house. And the more recognition you will get, the more happy you will feel living in this world of Maya, and it will entirely depend on the 12th. It can easily be interpreted from the 12th house. If you will feel living happy in the midst of recognition, or you will just keep on complaining that you keep on working harder and the result turns out to becoming zero for you and your luck is bad. So which way you will feel living can easily be interpreted from the 12th house. Now pulse, fourth house. Fourth house is the house of our mother, and 12th house is 9th from the 4th house, and 9th house, as you all know, is the house of our sense of spirituality, is the house of our sense of being religious. So the sense of spirituality, of being religious of the mother of the native, can easily be interpreted from the 4th house. And pulse, again, 12th house indicates foreign connections or foreign lands. So whether the native will get detached from his or her mother and stay fixed to the foreign lands, can easily be interpreted from the 12th house. And again, as I have already mentioned earlier in the earlier section of this video, whether you will feel happy in whatever you are doing, when you will feel happy in whatever you are doing. You will only feel happy you will only feel happy in your work if you are doing that from the deepest core of your heart, and you can do things from the deepest core of your heart only if your deeds are channelized for the purpose of the rectification of your Prarabdhial deeds, of your Prarabdhial debts. So whether you will be able to channelize your energy for the rectification of your Prarabdhial debts will entirely depend on your Prarabdhial significance. So whether you will feel happy in doing whatever you are doing can easily be interpreted from the 12th house, because if your deeds are channelized for the purpose of rectification of your Prarabdhial debts, you will automatically feel happy and you will ultimately get your soul free after death to the ultimate attainment of the moksha. So such importance 12th house bears in our life. Now first, let's move forward to the 5th house. 5th house is the house of our Prarabdhial gift of education and skills. So through that Prarabdhial gift of education, whether you will be able to understand the very purpose of the arrival of your soul, or how you should respond to rectifying your Prarabdhial debts, and through that education, through that understanding, through your education, whether you will be able to use your skills to rectifying your Prarabdhial debts depends entirely upon your Prarabdha, and it is indicated by the 8th house, as 8th house is the digilocker of your Prarabdha and 12th house is 8th from the 5th house. So whether you will be able to channelize your education and use your skills in the right way to rectifying your Prarabdhial debts or not can easily be interpreted from the 12th house. Yes, of course, it is interpreted from the 12th house very easily. And again, 5th house is the house of your offsprings. So again, as 12th house is 8th from the 5th house, so 12th house clearly indicates the Prarabdhial significance for you for having offsprings in this existing birth. Whether you will become parents early or you will have to face hazardous situations to becoming parents or not can easily be interpreted from the 12th house. And again, whether your offspring or children will stay with you or stay fixed in far away in foreign lands can easily be interpreted from the 12th house. And again, as 8th house indicates our lifespan and 5th house indicates our offsprings, so the lifespan of your offsprings can also easily be interpreted from the 12th house. It is so simple as this. Such is the value of 12th house in a particular natal chart. And now pause, let's move on to the 6th house. As you all know, what is 6th house? 6th house is the house of our competitive skills. Is the house of our competitive skills. So it is also the house of our opponents, of our enemies, whatever we may call them. And 12th house is 7th from the 6th house, and as you all know that 7th house is the representation of the situation, is the representation of our Prarabdhial significance in the form of situations that we have to face during our entire lifespan towards rectification of our Prarabdhial debts. So whether the situation will be favorable or unfavorable to you, or the extent or the strength of your or the situations getting project in front of you due to the strength or the capability of your enemies or opponents can easily be interpreted from the 12th house. Again, 6th house indicates our health hazards, and 7th house from 6th house is 12th house, and 7th house is indicative of the situations in front of us, which is the representation of a Prarabdha. So representation of health hazards will be what? Will be hospital. So 12th house is also hospital. You may also work in hospital or you may suffer in hospital. Both may happen. As I have told you, as I have already mentioned in my video, in the earlier section of this video, that how you will feel living is easily interpreted from the 12th house. I think now this point has become very much clear to all of you. Now debts, sorry, 6th house also represents legal hazards or litigations, and the representation of that same will be jail. So 12th house is indicative of jail, and 6th house is also indicative of debts. Debts also leads us to jail. So such is the value of 12th house in respect to the 6th house. Now pause, let's move forward to the 7th house. 7th house is the house of relations. Relationship with our spouse, relationship with our business partners, relationship with anyone or anything that we may encounter while existing in this world of Maya. So from 7th house, 12th house is 6th house. 6th house represents competition or enmity or hostile situations or favorable situations depending on your competitive skills. So whether your business colleagues will start taking you as their competitors, or whether your partners will start taking you as their competitors and posing hindrances in the according way, or whether your spouse will be friendly to you or be competitive to you, can easily be interpreted from the 12th house, as it is 6th from the 7th house. Eighth house is, as we all know, is the DG locker or the storehouse of our Prarabdha, and 12th house is 5th from the 8th house, and 5th house signifies the relishment of the pleasures. So how the soul will relish, while existing in this world of Maya, in this existing birth, or will the soul be able to relishing stuffs the way it is desiring to relish in this world of Maya, or will the soul face hindrances in the road to relishing the same sort of stuffs, or will the soul feel diseased or pleased in terms of relishing those stuffs, can easily be interpreted from the 12th house, as it is the 5th house from the 8th house. Again 8th house is second from the 7th house, the house of your marriage. So 8th house clearly becomes the house of your marital happiness, as 8th house provides persistence and sustenance to the aspects of the 7th house. And again, as 12th house is 5th from the 8th house, so whether you will be able to relish the bed happiness or whether you will be able to consume marital pleasures can easily be interpreted from the 8th house, from the 12th house, from the 12th house. And again 8th house signifies lifespan, and 12th house is 5th from the 8th house, and 5th house signifies your offsprings. So the lifespan of your offsprings, or whether your offsprings will be in connection with you or will get fixed in far away foreign lands, can easily be interpreted from the 12th house. So such is the significance of the 12th house in respect to the 8th house. Now let's move forward to the 9th house. Ninth house is the house of our sense of spirituality, is the house of our higher education, is the house of our higher awareness. And from 12th house is the 4th house. So 12th house indicates ashram. Why ashram? Because there is no other place other than ashram to feel happy, to meditating, to increasing our higher awareness, to becoming one with the big one. There is no place better than ashram to focus on meditating, and there is no place better than ashram to get detached from the main current and stay focused in the spheres of sense of spirituality in the midst of religious righteousness. So such will be the significance of the 12th house from the 9th house. Now pause, let's move forward to the 10th house. 10th house is our house of deeds, is the house of our karma, is the house indicative of how we will work or the extent our deeds will get recognized. The recognition of our deeds, the extent of the recognition of our deeds. And from 10th house, 12th house is 3rd house. 3rd house is the house of our effort and ability. So whether our effort or ability always engrossed to keep on working harder and harder will get recognized in this world of Maya or not, will be visible in the 12th house of your natal chart. Just try to understand it in this way. 12th house marks the end of the journey, and the only purpose of that journey is the rectification of our Prarabdhial debts. So your efforts, how many of you have heard people saying that they work really hard but their efforts are not getting recognized, their luck is bad? Don't take it in this way. Their luck is not bad, their efforts are being channelized in the wrong direction. Because if their efforts had been channelized for the purpose of rectification of their Prarabdhial debts indicated by the 12th house, their efforts are bound to get recognized. And they are bound to experience the bliss of abundance, which will ultimately take them to the path of attaining moksha, to becoming one with the big one again, to get free from the constraints of the cycle of life and death for the purpose of rectification of our Prarabdhial debts. So such is the significance of the 12th house in respect of the 10th house. Now pause, let's move forward to the 11th house. 11th house, as we all know, is the house of gains, both material gains and spiritual gains. Material gains for the relishment of the pleasures for this very body, and the spiritual gains of the higher awareness of knowing how to behave and respond for the purpose of rectification of our Prarabdhial debts, to getting one with the big one, to attaining moksha. And 12th house is second from the 11th house. So 12th house is always provide persistence to the 11th house, to our gains. First, it will provide persistence to the material gains for the body, so that it can live in the midst of abundance. And then after death, it will guide the soul to be on the path of moksha. So such is the value of the 12th house in respect of the 11th house. You may start considering it from the 10th house. 10th house is the house of our deeds, and our deeds will get sustenance through gains in the 11th house, and the gains will get ultimate awareness by getting sustenance in the 12th house. So it is as clear as that. I think this video will do a lot to eradicating all the myths and the wrong perceptions about the 12th house, and enlighten yourself a kind of energy to understanding it in a different way, so that the end of your journey may be full of bliss, guided, leading to the path of moksha. So with this wish, I want to conclude this video. Before concluding this video, I just want to tell you that whatever you have heard in this video, you can get in written format with image-based analysis in my website, and the links will be given there. And it's the heartiest request from me to hit the like button and the subscribe button for the promotion of my YouTube channel, so that I may also feel inspired to keep on coming with such more interesting and different kind of videos for the purpose of enriching your insights. Until then, stay happy, stay blessed, keep on moving to the path of moksha. Thanks to all of you for listening to me. Thank you, Ma. Thank you, Vishankara. Thank you, Ishan.